Hey, it's Murph Dykes again here to talk about specifics. In this video, let's just talk about horses and dogs and cattle, things, animals with a low fur level. Now, I'm going to give you how we use infrared and how sensitive it is to heat patterns within a dog or a horse. And I'm a guy who's, my wife and I, we have 4 dogs. All of them are dogs that have been saved from the pound or found on the street or somewhere, and they've gone through different things that have been wrong with them. And I've got a guy who's a part Pyrenees and he's part Border Collie. He's a big Border Collie. And you put an infrared camera on him, and I don't pick up anything except from his face. Because that's kind of got a low fur level, but the rest of him, he's like a bushy little bear almost. And then when we cut him during the summer, I can pick up things with him. We've had collies before. Collies are real tough because they've got a real thick hairline, and what happens is the infrared rays are bounced back off of that hair, and so you don't always see what you need to see. Now, when we're talking about dogs like Dachshunds and Dalmatians, and I've got a dog that's kind of part hound dog and part something else, and she's got real thin fur, and I can, in most dogs you can see things. I can see their bellies, their paws, and stuff like that. But I'm sure you're wondering, what do we look for in animals? Well, with dogs, we're basically looking to see if we can see anything that would be anything to do with their teeth, their jaws, their eyes. A lot of dogs have tendencies towards tumors in their ear. Sometimes when you get a side shot of them, and you'll see a lot of heat coming from an ear. You're going to get a lot of heat anyway because it's escaping from the body through the ear. But you can usually tell if you've got eye problems, ear problems, something like that you can get your veterinarian to check. We like to get them standing up, picture from their back, picture of their neck, along with their face, picture of their back of their legs to see if we have any problems. Their hips, we're looking for hip dysplasia and things like that. So, and then when you get them on their back, then you're basically checking. A lot of times you'll pick up small tumors, small little inflammations, maybe from an ingrown hair or something like that. Horses are a different deal. Horses, we're going to do at least 26 shots of the horse. We're going to get them from the front, the back, the side, on a ladder, down their back, so we can pick up things like anything like vertebrae problems that are inflamed, anything that is bothering a horse. A lot of time with horses, and I mentioned in the first video, horses can have circulatory problems, nerve problems. And you pick them up right away on infrared because they are a totally different color. The blood flow is not going through a certain leg or maybe 2 legs. So you pick it up right away. I've done a lot of horses all at once. Usually we can do, with 26 shots, we can maybe do 20 horses a day on a big farm. And it's very difficult because the horses, as soon as they see this thing, they get upset. And if you have horses, you know what I'm talking about. Some dogs don't like this. Other dogs, they just can't wait to smell it, and they'll sit there and let me take pictures of them all day long. So it all depends on the type of animal that you have. If your horses are high, or thoroughbreds and high strung, then it may take a little longer to scan them. But we never do anything less than 26 pictures of a horse. And again, we're not veterinarians. What we do is we'll give you printouts on a disc. We'll send it to you through the email, or we can give you hard copies of the pictures that we've taken. We'll circle things that possibly could be abnormal. Again, we don't sit there and try to tell you or tell the vet what's wrong with the horse. We can pick up things that you never know that's going on with your horse. And when you look at some of the testimonials, you'll find out there's a lot there from animal people that we've gone in, just done regular scans on their animals, and we have found just unbelievable things with them. And we tend to we scan our dogs all the time. We also have been, with cattle, if you can get a system down really good and you've got a large dairy herd, get in there and scan all your dairy herd, and you scan the udders, and you try to pick up mastitis in the udders, and it would appear as a hotter temperature on the infrared. And if you find that, a dairy herd, if they do that and they have a way of taking that cow out, putting them aside, getting them treated, and what we found out is that can be, you can save all kind of money by doing that, by getting the cow found immediately with mastitis instead of waiting 4 to 6 weeks down the road, and then it ruins the whole volume of milk going out the door. It's all going to be thrown out. So there's a lot of things you can do. We can't really scan snakes. People have asked me that because they're cold-blooded, and when we're actually out at night looking, and we're kind of looking for snakes, you actually won't see the snake, but what you'll see is where the snake has its skin has gone against the abrasion of the earth by kind of wiggling around, and you'll pick up the heat from that, but you actually won't see the snake itself. There's all kind of applications for animals. I've had hunters ask me to come out with them and just hunt for pigs. Well, I'm not going to hunt for a pig, but I can tell them where there is a heat source out there. Infrared, it gives you a pretty good vision of what you're looking at, but not always, it could be Sasquatch for all we know. It might not be a pig, it could be something else. And don't ask me about Sasquatch. I'm not going out looking for him. Anyway, we can do so much with it. Take a look at some of the pictures that we have on the website for animals. Very interesting. And if there's something that talks about what the diagnosis was, we didn't do it. We just gave them the actual scan picture, and then the veterinarian came up with that diagnosis. So we don't do that kind of stuff. We love helping people out with their dogs and their horses or any of their pets. I am a dog person, pet person. I just love working with animals, and it's relatively cheap. You're talking if you're looking at costs on horses, you're probably, if you do a bunch of them, you could probably get it for around $179 a horse. If we're just doing a few, they're going to run around $199. And then dogs will run you around $59, $69. If you can get a bunch of them together and get the neighborhood together or the family together with a bunch of dogs, then we can do them at a cheaper price. So it gives you some options, and again, we just love dealing with the animals, and I've gotten so much satisfaction out of finding things wrong with animals that we could treat right away and save those animals. There's been occasions when I found things and they could not be treated, and that's very sad when that happens. But you just do what you can do, and so we'd be glad to help you out. Shoot us something there on the forum on the website, and we'll be glad to get back to you. Give us a call or email me, murphmibi@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. Thank you. See you next time.